Is the £80 Harry Potter Diagon Alley Advent Calendar worth it? Hi guys, it's Eve. Welcome back to my channel. December is very fast approaching, the proper countdown to Christmas starting, and with that brings Advent calendar season. I personally love a Harry Potter Advent calendar, and over on my TikTok, I do daily unboxings every day in December of multiple Harry Potter Advent calendars. But one that's a big topic of conversation is the Harry Potter Carrot Shop Advent calendar. So every year, the Carrot Shop make a new Harry Potter Advent calendar. They're always priced about £80. Last year we had the trunk advent calendar, the year before it was the potions cabinet, and this year the advent calendar is Diagon Alley themed. And now these are more expensive advent calendars, especially amongst Harry Potter advent calendars. This is the more pricey one. So is it worth it? That's the big question. In this video, I'm going to be doing the full unboxing of this calendar, showing you everything that's inside and giving you my full honest review. I have already done the daily unboxings and my genuine reactions to them, which will be going up on my TikTok during December. These won't be my first reactions to the items. These will be my opinion on them after sort of seeing them and having sat and thought on them. Full disclaimer, I was very kindly gifted this advent calendar from Kellica under no obligation to post, so all thoughts and opinions on this will be honest and my own. I've opened the Carrot Shop advent calendars for the past 2 years, so in this I'll be looking at how it is by itself, but also sort of comparing it to the previous 2 years and sort of giving my opinion on which one I think is better and which I think is most worth the money, if any of them. I'm gonna get straight into it. Before I do, if you're new here, hi, I'm Eve. I love all things Harry Potter, TV and film, and if you do too, I'd be so grateful if you'd join our little family here on YouTube and hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Let's talk about this calendar. So let's start by talking about the packaging. This is the calendar. It's Harry Potter Diagon Alley. It looks like the brick wall that you see when Hagrid and Harry go to the Leaky Cauldron and Hagrid's leading Harry into Diagon Alley. This is like the brick wall that he taps the bricks on. So I like this. And then it's got ribbon that you tie to sort of keep it closed, and then it opens up like this. I love this. I think this is so Christmassy, so impressive. I love like Diagon Alley as like a scene, and I think this is an advent calendar that's going to look very nice out on display in December. Like I will have this on my fireplace open like this. I think it's really lovely, really Christmassy. What I like as well, because all the days are boxes like this, it means you don't have to rip into it to open it. You can just unfold it nicely to get into the box and get your item and place the box back in, which means it keeps its lovely look. Whereas when you have advent calendars that you have to rip open the door, it can then look quite messy quite quickly. Whereas this one you can keep very much intact. What I love about the Carrot Shop advent calendars, what I've loved about the past 2 years, is the packaging and how reusable it is. So last year with the trunk advent calendar, I actually still have the trunk. It's literally under my tree right now. I've had it the whole year. I use it to store things. I use it as a prop in the background. The year before, I loved the potions cabinet, and I've still got that one. It's just less reusable. So that's under my bed. This, I love the packaging, but it's not the most reusable. Like I won't keep this on display all year round probably, and I won't store things in it. The packaging's not as good as what it was last year. I loved the reusability and how the trunk itself was like an item altogether. I do love the setup of this in the layout. What you have in these, you have different shops. So you've got the Weasley's joke shop, you've got Flourish and Blots, Quality Quidditch Supplies, Ollivanders and Scribulus. And what I love about this is that every item you get sort of is related to the shop it's come from. So say you open a day from Ollivanders, the item in there will be related to Ollivanders in some way. The same with Quality Quidditch Supplies, all of them. And I really like that because it does sort of feel like you're shopping in Diagon Alley. I think it's got really nice attention to detail, and it is a gorgeous advent calendar. It opens and folds very easily, so it's very easy to put away if you need to, and very easy to open up. So I like the packaging a lot. Not as much as last year's Carrot Shop advent calendar. Now let's get into the items. For day one, we start in Ollivanders up here. In day one, we have, it's a gold necklace with a wand on the end, and it is Harry's wand. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I was gobsmacked when I opened the first day. You'll see all my reactions on my TikTok. You will see all my genuine reactions to opening these for the first time. I was so impressed by this. I think it's so lovely. I think it's a really like classy piece of jewellery. Like a nice subtle nod to Harry Potter, but you can still tell it's Harry Potter. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Really good quality. My only little sort of annoyance with it is it's not adjustable, so you just pull it over your head. I would like it to be adjustable so I can change, like decide how long or short I want it. You could do do that. It is possible to, because you can just get necklaces adjusted. It would just be a bit more effort to get it adjusted. You might have to pop to a jeweller's or use like pliers or something. So if you did really want it changed, you could. That was my only frustration, that you can't straight away sort of alter it. But I think this is so gorgeous. I really, really like it. And I just thought that was such a good day one of the calendar. So this I was so happy with. And I've been wearing this constantly since I opened the calendar. And if you noticed, it had a wand on it and it was from Ollivander's. Day 2, down here from Flourish and Blots. In day 2, we have keyring, which again, I was so impressed with. I couldn't believe that we had 2 really good high quality items back to back in the first 2 days. Usually I thought, oh, it's going to be spaced out. And not to spoil what's to come, I was a bit worried, oh, is this going to mean all the good stuff straight away and not later? But it doesn't mean that. It's spread out so well in here. So this is the keyring. It's an owl and it says owl post. It's proper metal and it is such good quality. It's a keyring. I love it. It is Harry Potter, but a little bit more of a subtle nod, which I really, really like. So I love this. Such good quality. Lovely keyring. That was from the Flourish and Blots one. Then for day 3, we go over to the Weasley's shop and we have our first sort of long door. In here, we have a pencil and it's got basically, it's like half and half, purple and green. It just says Weasley and Weasley and Weasley. And I just thought this was very fun. It's not sharpened and there's not a sharpener in here. So you will need to find a sharpener in order to use it. I really like this. And I know like a pencil isn't worth £80, but with an £80 advent calendar, I would expect there to be very nice things in there, but you are inevitably going to have a few things that are cheaper items, smaller items, not as impressive, because you know, obviously the value of them have to add up to amount that makes it feasible for this calendar to be made and valued at £80. Obviously you want nice things in there to justify you spending £80, but I would expect things like this to be in there still. So because we had such a good first 2 days, I was really happy with this pencil. I wasn't disappointed because I was like, fair enough, we've had a really good start to this calendar. I would now start to expect a few days that are just some slightly smaller items. This is going to be my dedicated Christmas puzzle pencil. I just need to find a sharpener so that I can use it. Day 4, we go over to Scribulous and we have the box down here. A badge and it says Wingardium Leviosa in this gorgeous pink and it's got a feather in the middle. I really like this. I love pins and badges because I like to put them on my lanyard. So I actually have my lanyard here from the Carrot Shop Advent Calendar 2 years ago and I will be putting all of my badges and pins on here. I prefer metal pins to badges. So for me, my thought at this point was as long as we don't have too many badges, instead we get more pins, I'll be happy. But I did like this. It's very nice. I love the colour. It really pops on the lanyard. I do understand not everyone loves pins and badges. You might disagree with me on this and that's absolutely fine. But like you could put this on your lanyard, like on a tote bag, on a jacket. If you like this sort of thing, you are going to really like this calendar. My only disappointment with this is I think we got the same badge in one of the previous Carrot Shop Advent calendars. It was a bigger version. So this one is a bit different in that it's smaller, but that did annoy me a little bit that they doubled up there. They've sort of done a bit of a repeat. That did slightly annoy me because I was like, well, you know, there's probably a very good chance that people getting this calendar might have got one of the previous Carrot Shop Advent calendars, so I don't think they should be already like doubling up on items. For number 5, we go back to Ollivander's shop. Oh no! I just ripped the box. Ah, that's the first box I've ripped. That's so upsetting. Okay, I'm actually really upset with myself over that. Number 5, we have this. Now, I got so confused when I opened this. I just thought it was a wand. And then I realised it's a pen. It's a wand pen. Now, this is very cute. It's a little, I do like a novelty pen. I think this is very cool, but like I wouldn't probably use this out in public, I'll be honest. I will use this at home. Like I will use this at home. It's probably the type of pen I'll use to write video ideas, to try and get me Harry Potter inspired. It's very cute. Like actually doing this, I feel like I'm casting a spell, but thinking. I talk a lot with my hands, so I quite like this. So I do like it. It is a novelty pen. It's not the most impressive. For an £80 advent calendar, you know, it isn't the most amazing thing, but I would say the other things in this do make up for it. I do find this very fun. Again, when I opened that for the first time, because I was happy with the other items we've had and I already felt like I was getting good value, like so far, I was like still happy. I wasn't upset at all by this point. Number 6, another one from the Weasley shop. This one really confused me because there's 2 6s on it, which made me think it was 66, but I was like, there is no 66th of December, so it must be 6. This day I loved. We have a metal pin and it's a W for Weasley and it's got like a red gem in it. It is absolutely stunning. I think this is such a gorgeous pin. It's really different. I've not seen one like this before. It's one that I personally would genuinely, if I saw that in a shop, I would genuinely buy. I've said this in my other advent calendar review videos, that for me, to determine whether an advent calendar is worth the money, I think about my favourite items in there and I think, would I spend like money on that outside of the calendar? If the answer is yes, and if I think like I would spend up to that value, then yeah, the calendar's worth it. I wouldn't spend £80 on this alone, but I would buy this because I think it is absolutely gorgeous. But I've got my eye on a Harry Potter tote bag, a Minalima one. I want to get that and put this pin on it. I think putting a little pin like this on a Harry Potter tote bag would be so cute. For day 7, we go back to Flourish and Blot, and in here we have another pin, the Advanced Potion Making book in pin form, and it's again a proper metal pin, really high quality, and I love this design. The Advanced Potion Making like book design I love. I actually have a notebook in that form, again actually by Minalima. I love that design. It's such a high quality badge. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like a bit sparkly as well. I love this. Again, this is a pin that I would buy outside of the calendar. I was quite surprised they did 2 badges like back to back. Doing like pins like that day 6 and day 7 did surprise me, because if someone didn't like pins, they'd probably be disappointed. I loved it because I love a pin. Day 8, we go to Scribulous. We have a long one here, and inside we have this. Look at this. I was so impressed by this. It is another novelty pen, and it is in the shape of a quill. Now it is plastic, it's not metal, which did slightly disappoint me. I thought, when I first opened it and saw it, I thought it was gonna be metal. It's not, but I love this. Again, it is similar to this in terms of a novelty pen. I prefer this though, and I will definitely reach for this more than this one, because this I find genuinely really impressive and very cool. It says Wingardium Leviosa on it as well, and I absolutely love it. This is gonna be the one that I dedicate to writing all my YouTube and TikTok ideas and everything, because I think it's so cool. You literally feel like you're writing with a quill. I want to do my Christmas cards this year on Harry Potter paper, writing it with this, seal it with my wax seal for a novelty pen. I think this is very cool. You know, you have some advent calendars that are still quite expensive, and the smaller items, the middle lower range items in it, are quite disappointing. What I really like with this advent calendar is actually the middle to lower quality items, or the ones that aren't as impressive, are still really good. By this point in the calendar, I wasn't disappointed by anything. Everything so far had brought a genuine smile to my face. Number 9 is back in the Weasleys shop, and inside we have a badge. It's another badge. It's a Love Potion one in the shape of a heart. This is very cute. As I said, I prefer pin badges to badges, so I didn't mind having 2. This is the last badge. There's only 2 badges in this. There are other pins in this, but no more badges. Having 2 badges, and I like that they're different, like different shapes, but they still work together, being like different slight shades of pink. I like that. I liked this one because I thought it was really different, having one that's a little bit different shaped, and I put it on my lanyard and it stood out really nicely. It looked really cool, being a different shape, being a really nice shade of pink. It just looked really nice. That was day 9. And then for day 10, we have our first one from Quality Quidditch Supplies. Now the item isn't actually in the box because I'm actually wearing it. Excuse this close-up of my face, but they are golden snitch earrings. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love these. I will take one out so I can show you it a little bit better. So this is one earring. Look how gorgeous that is. I think it's so cute, dainty, classy, and like, I honestly, again, I haven't taken these out since I opened the calendar. I've been wearing them and I've been sleeping in them, going in the shower in them. I love them. I think they're so lovely. Again, I would buy these outside of the calendar because I think they are gorgeous. Obviously, though, this might not appeal to everyone, because if you don't have your ears pierced, like, this is an item you wouldn't be able to wear. It is a bit of a risky one because necklaces and bracelets, like, everyone could wear, but earrings, not necessarily. So it is a bit of a risky one to put in. For me, it's paid off because I do have my ears pierced, but I do get, if you don't have your ears pierced, that would be a bit of a disappointing day. It'd probably be an item you would like gift to someone else. So by this point, I was like over the moon with this calendar because we'd had a gorgeous necklace, this gorgeous keyring, we had some beautiful pins and the earrings. I was like, oh, this calendar is amazing. I was like blown away how many good things we'd had already. Number 11, we go back to Ollivander's. We have another long one, and in here we have another pencil. It says Ollivander's. Yes, it's a pencil. It's not as impressive because we just had the snitch earrings the day before. I didn't mind too much. I will say though, it's not my favourite design. Like it says Ollivanders, one maker's there, but then the one side, like if you twist it, there's nothing there. What I liked with the Weasley one was there's sort of always something whenever you turn it, but this one, I was a little bit annoyed that like only one side has got something on. And I don't know, I felt like they could have maybe done a different design, like maybe had like a wand on it instead or something. I will use it. Once I found a sharpener, I will sharpen both and I will use them. Not my favourite item, but again, like so far I'm thinking it's okay. Like it's not like we've had loads of stuff like that I've been consistently disappointed in or anything like that where I was like, oh, that's a bit rubbish. I really didn't mind having that then because I was still so happy with what we got the day before. Number 12, we go back to the Weasley shop. We have another pin, and this time, so I don't know what this would be called, but basically they have like that statue in the shop and it's the face and like the sweets pour out of the mouth. If you've been to the Warner Brothers studio tours as well, in the Diagon Alley section of the tour, you will see this. And I thought this one was so funny. Like, I really like this. It's so fun. You'd have to know Harry Potter to know it's Harry Potter, which I quite like. And it's really different. I've not seen this pin before. I liked that there was a nice range of pins, different shapes, different types of designs. So you've not got too many of the same thing. I really like this. And it actually looked really good on the lanyard. I'll put them back on later. Yeah, it actually looks really good on the lanyard. I like that one. It brought a massive smile to my face. So it's the third pin so far, and actually the fifth pin or badge. So if you don't like that sort of thing, you probably won't love this calendar because you get a lot of that. So that is the halfway point. So day 13 is back in quality Quidditch supplies. We have a scrunchie. So every year that I've opened the Carrot Shop advent calendars, they've always had scrunchies, and I genuinely love the scrunchies. I think the first year it was a Luna Lovegood one. Last year it was like a dark pink Honeydukes one, and then this year it's white and it's got all these Quidditch like related things on it, hence why it's in quality Quidditch supply. So you've got the like hoops, you've got the beta bat, you've got the golden snitch. I really love these scrunchies. Like I still have my 2 scrunchies from the past 2 years of these calendars. I've got really good use out of the 2. I think this is really sweet. I really like it, and I think it's really nice quality. Like it's almost like a silky satiny sort of finish, which I think is so nice. I love this. Day 14, we have our final Ollivanders one, and it's another pin, and it is this gorgeous Ollivanders pin with this wand. I love a dynamic pin. A pin where there's some movements, I think is just so gorgeous. I love this one. It feels like high quality. I feel like it looks high quality. I love that it matches the necklace as well. I love this. And again, as soon as I opened this, I was like, oh my God, I want to put this on a tote bag or a jacket. I did put it on my lanyard. It didn't look quite right on the lanyard because it had to sit like sideways, which means you obviously don't get the same effect with the wand dangling. So I think this badge is perfect for like a jacket or a bag. It's got like a double clasp at the back. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Such high quality. Very happy with it. Day 50, Scribulus. And we have this one here. This is a very good one. In here, we have a bracelet, and it has a feather on it that says Wingardium Leviosa. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. It's adjustable as well. I was so impressed by the fact this was our 3rd piece of jewellery. I was so impressed by. It's so nice, and I think sits on your wrist so nicely. Like, I literally love it. Day 16, in Flourish and Blots. In here, we have had this bookmark, which I found quite different. I found this quite different to the other items that we'd had, and it's got Flourish and Blots design on the front, and it's one of the magnetic bookmarks that opens like this. This is honestly actually probably one of the first items I was a little bit disappointed in, mainly on just from a personal perspective of I actually don't read many physical books anymore. I use a Kindle more, but that's just me. I'll probably use this like in notebooks and stuff. I would say it's not the highest quality. Like it does feel like the gap here is like cardboard, and I do feel like that could very easily rip. So that is the thing. It doesn't feel like the highest quality. If this had been like a more solid like metal bookmark or something, I would have been really impressed, but I don't find this very impressive because it is sort of like cardboard underneath that feels like it could rip. I do like the design. Don't love that it's not double-sided. This is fine, but this is probably actually one of the first items that I was disappointed in. Actually, so much so, I forgot this was in the calendar. calendar. Like just then I was thinking, what is day 16? I can't remember because this didn't really leave much of an impression on me. For day 17, we go back to Scribulus and we have this box here. And in here we have a pen, which, right, you probably be thinking, Eve, how are you so excited over a pen? So again, the past 2 years of the Carrot Shop Advent calendars have had pens like this in them and I love them. They write so nicely and they've honestly been my go-to pens for the past 2 years. Since I opened my first Carrot Shop Advent calendar, these pens are my go-to. It is a Hedwig one. It's got a little Hedwig charm and the pen itself is grey and I love it. I will be using this a lot. Number 18 is over in the Weasley shop. Here we have this. Now, this is my least favourite item in the whole Advent calendar. This is the item that disappointed me the most. But I will say it's one of the only ones that majorly disappointed me. And it's a hair tie. These have been in the Carrot Shop Advent calendars the past 2 years and they disappointed me then because I do think like it's a little hair tie. Like if you're spending £80 on an Advent calendar, having a little hair tie as one of the days, I don't really think is worth it. I don't think that's very good. Also because I don't even like the design on it either. It's got like red and green. It's got writing on, but like I don't even know what it says. It looks like it says repeating or something. Like I don't know what it means or repeat. Oh, it says repeating. But why is it saying repeating? That's the thing, I don't know why does it say repeating? I don't get it. Like, I was disappointed in what it was, but then also doubly disappointed because I didn't think the word on it made sense or the design was that nice. So this was my first sort of item I was actually properly disappointed in. And I was like, yeah, if you're spending £80 on an Advent calendar, I do think that is a bit of a rubbish day. Especially so late on in the Advent calendar, to have that on day 18. I would expect something like that earlier on because you do tend to get with Advent calendars that it gets better as you go on. So to have that so late on, and like when you have then so many good things to compare it to, I do think it's a bit like, it's extra disappointing really. Number 19, back in Quality Quidditch Supplies, which has so far been my favourite shop. I feel like the Quality Quidditch Supplies has the least number of doors, but has some of like the best items in. And actually that continues in this, I've just remembered, because in here we have more jewellery, which makes me so happy. And it's this gorgeous golden snitch bracelet. I think this is absolutely stunning. Again, I've had this on. I only took it off to put back into the calendar for this video. It's adjustable. Like, look at that. I think that's so lovely. It matches the earrings. I was so impressed by this. Absolutely love it. Such good quality. This for me is like a hero item, a main item of the Advent calendar, or I would consider it one. I wouldn't have been surprised if that was one of the main ones. And you can actually, there's so many though items that I think could be classed as a main item, with the necklace, the earrings, the feather bracelet, the keyring even. Last year in the trunk Advent calendar, the main item, the best item in there was a keyring. And the year before, actually, I think both years, the 24th day in the best item was a keyring. And it was really the best item in the calendar. Whereas this is lovely, but it's not the best item. And there's been other things that are even better than it. To have this on day 19 and to have already had so many really nice items, I was genuinely really impressed. Really, for this calendar, you need to like jewellery and pins. If you don't like jewellery or pins, you're not gonna like this calendar. Day 20 is Flourish and Blots. And in here we have it's another pin. This one's actually a little bit different, which I really like. It's the Monster Book of Monsters pin. So it is a metal pin, like on the back it's metal, but the actual bit at the front is almost like this, like more like almost like rubbery sort of feel. I think this one's really cool. Different texture. It's just different. It's just different, which I really like. I love the range of pins in this. I think it's a really fun one. It will be living on my lanyard. Day 21, we go back to the Weasley shop, and inside we have, I'm laughing because this one really confused me and made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie, I did find it a little bit disturbing. So it's this orange bracelet, like beaded bracelet. It's got this face on it, which I just found really funny, and it says exploding bonbon around it on the beads. It's very sweet, it's very fun. It's a very different type of jewellery. Like, it's very different to the snitch necklace, the stitch earrings and all of that. It is a different type of one, but I guess that's good because people probably will have different taste in jewellery, so they're trying to do something a bit different to cater to different people. This isn't something I will wear, so I didn't love this as a present. I know I will probably not really wear this at all again. It is funny. And it fits really nicely. And I think I do think that there'll be some people that really like that. This is just one that's about if you like it or not. For me, I don't love this. This isn't for me. I didn't mind being not fussed on this because I loved some of the other stuff. Like by this point, the other stuff in the calendar had sort of made up the value of this for me so that I didn't mind having one that I didn't love. Day 22 is back in Quality Quidditch Supplies. It's actually the last one of the Quidditch shop. And in here, it's another pin, and this time it's in the shape of a t-shirt, and it is Harry's Quidditch top. It's got number 7, it says Potter, and it's a proper metal pin. I love this. It looks so nice on the lanyard. Again, I like that it's a bit of a different shape. It's quite fun. What I will say, that is the 6th metal pin and the 8th pin or badge. That is a lot of pins or badges. I didn't mind that, and like I would much rather that over having more like of the little bracelets or little hair ties or anything like that. I would much rather have more of these because I will use these and I like them and I appreciate them. If you don't think this is worth it, and if you don't like pins and badges, you will not like this calendar, because that is 8 days worth of pins and badges, which is like over a quarter of the calendar. That's like a third of the calendar, I think. I'm not very good at maths. I think that's about a third of the calendar. If you don't love pins and badges, probably won't really like this. I do. And I think these are very good pins and badges. So I liked this. Day 23, which is from Flourish and Blot, you have this. It is a Deathly Hallows bracelet. It's on this like sort of thin black rope. It's adjustable. I think it's very cute. I do love jewelry that has the Deathly Hallows symbol on, so I like that. This style of jewelry isn't really for me, so this isn't something I personally love or would probably wear that much. The previous 2 years of the Carrot Shop advent calendars did have bracelets like this in, and they were ones that I was more disappointed in. I'm actually less disappointed in this because I'm so happy with everything else. In the previous 2 years of the advent calendar, I think there were about at least two of these bracelets in them, which I found quite disappointing. And whereas in this one, you only get one of these, and also like the other items I've been so impressed with that I genuinely don't mind this. Personally won't wear it, it's not for me, but I could see how people probably would quite like this. It's very sweet, it's very easy to wear, I like that it's adjustable. My main disappointment with this one is I was quite disappointed that this was the 23rd day. I think having this as the penultimate day, I don't think is great. I think this should be earlier on. Having this in one of the earlier days, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. I think that's quite a letdown to have that as you're about to finish the advent calendar. Final day, day 24 from the Weasley shop. This is the box. The final day of our Harry Potter Diagon Alley advent calendar is this, a pin, proper metal pin, and it's of the Weasley shop window with Fred or George there with the hat on, and what's even better, it moves. You can actually move the arm and move the hat up and down to reveal the bunny, which I think is so clever. I mentioned earlier how I love dynamic pins that have different elements to it and that can move. So I love this. This is the type of pin that I could literally imagine like the Harry Potter shop or someone doing as like an exclusive pin. I would buy this. Like if I saw this by itself outside of the calendar, I would spend money on it. So this made me very, very happy. I think it is absolutely brilliant. It looks gorgeous on a lanyard as well. I love this. That is day 24 and the last item of the advent calendar. So those are all the items that you get in the Harry Potter Diagon Alley advent calendar. My final thoughts. Overall, do I think this calendar is worth the money? Yes. I do think this calendar is worth the money. I was so impressed by how many high quality, lovely items were in this calendar, especially comparing it to the previous 2 years of the Carrot Shop advent calendar, which I still loved, but we did not get the same amount of really nice items. There would be a couple of really nice high quality items in there, but there would be a bit more of the smaller things like the bobbles and the hair ties. I remember there were like hair slides in there that I really didn't like. This calendar, in my opinion, is consistently good. I think there's a consistent amount of high quality items. There were only really 2 days that I was disappointed in, which was the hair tie and the bookmark. Everything else I really enjoyed. They brought a smile to my face, and most of this stuff I will use. Pin badges to buy individually are a lot of money. So to get that many of those high quality pins and to get all of this jewellery with the one necklace, the snitch bracelet, the snitch earrings, the feather bracelet, like I was genuinely so impressed by this calendar. I personally think it is worth the £80. Obviously though, that does depend on your personal preferences and what you like. And I guess that's sort of the same. No matter what you buy, anything you buy, anything anyone buys, it's not going to be worth it for everyone because all of your personal preference and what you want to get and what you like. I will say there are a lot of pins and badges in this. If you don't love pins and badges, then I don't think this calendar is worth it for you because it's a lot. And if you're not fussed on pins and badges, then I actually think you might be disappointed in it because there's so many of them. Like there's 9 pins and all badges. And unless you think the jewelry makes up for it. The jewelry is the other stuff that's, I think, of like high quality and high value. If you think they make up for it and are worth it for you, great. It's completely about what you think is worth it for you. With every advent calendar, I always say, to determine whether it's worth it for you, you need to look at the items and think, right, which items do you love? Are those items for you worth the cost of the advent calendar? If the answer is yes, the calendar's worth it for you. If the answer's no, the calendar's not worth it for you. I loved this calendar and I do think it's worth it. It was so fun to open. I love basically all the items in there. And comparing it to the Carrot Shop advent calendar for the previous 2 years, so the Trunk advent calendar last year and the Potions advent calendar the year before, for the items in the calendar, I think this one is by far the best. The items in here were more consistently really good. For the experience of opening it, I did slightly prefer the Trunk advent calendar last year because I love the trunk itself, and that for me was a big pull. I said, like, I still use the trunk. I have got good value from that calendar, but I did really enjoy this one. It did feel a bit like you were shopping, like seeing Diagon Alley and like picking from each of the shops and the items being related to it. I did really like. I love this calendar. I want to give it like a 9 out of 10. I don't even know why I'm not giving it 10. I think it's just like, I'm always reserved that final one because obviously nothing's perfect. Maybe even 9.5 out of 10. I loved this calendar. That is just my opinion though, and you know, we all have different opinions, different tastes, so this might not be for you. I hope this video has helped for you to decide if it is for you or not. As I said, my first reaction to all of these items will be going up every day in December on my TikTok, so if you want to watch that, make sure you follow me over there. So you can get this in multiple places. This was sent to me by Celica. If you are thinking of getting it, I do actually have a discount code. I don't earn any commission or anything on it. It is just a discount code that Celica very kindly gave me to give to you, so you can get 10% off. So it's Eve10. If you use that on the Celica website, you will get 10% off the calendar. If you're thinking about buying it anyway, you get a nice 10% off. But yeah, all of that will be linked in the description. That was my full unboxing and review of the Harry Potter Diagon Alley advent calendar. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, I'd be so grateful if you'd smash a big thumbs up. It would mean the absolute world to me. I've got other advent calendar videos up. If you want a full unboxing and review of the Carrot Shop Trunk advent calendar and Potions advent calendar, both of them are on my channel, so you can find them there. I've also got a top 5 Harry Potter advent calendar video from last year as well, although I need to update that now because I want to add this to it. This will be number 1. I've got loads more Harry Potter TV and film videos due to go up, and I also post on YouTube Shorts daily. If you're interested in that, I'd be so grateful if you join me here on YouTube and hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.